All right, we got 3 minutes, man.
Uh-oh. You made that beat too?
Little something.
Oh, I remember this.
Give these folks about 3 minutes to get on in here. Let's see. All right, then. About to get to it, man. About to get to it. So the title is pretty much in the description, but I want to start it off with what my brother posted the other day, man. He made a post that was some real shit. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. It goes along with the title, but I'm gonna let it speak for itself. What can men do to help young women avoid damage? But I'm gonna have to let him get his words in from what he shared. What was it? It might have been last week.
Yeah, like last week.
All right, so I'm gonna let that play on out. Let that rock on out.
This might be a little long, but just bear with me. I had been thinking about when we were kids, growing up with a little boy. There were always this one girl or two in the neighborhood, high school, middle school, sometimes elementary school, that these particular girls we labeled as freaks, right? The girls that were hypersexual or more sexual comfortably than they supposed to have been. And as boys, being their peers, we were encouraged to exploit them. And after we've experimented with them, we were encouraged to discard them. Right? Can't get caught with a neighborhood friend. be embarrassed for anyone to find out that you've been with the freak. Dude, those were children. Children, man. And to know now that the reason why they were like that, conditioned to be that way, is because of trauma. A lot of times, sexual trauma imposed on them by an adult. So these were traumatized girls, children, that we would exploit and discard. And when I think about it now as an adult, I'm disgusted. Honestly. That there's no way those girls should have been so sexually aware. And there was no one to protect them or to show them a different way. And they look for validation through that trauma. Man, this being a father with girls, it hits a hell of a lot harder. I'm thankful that God has kept me in my right mind. I'm thankful that I have a sober mind, and that my daughters have a loving father and a loving mother in the same home. A home where they are protected and nurtured. But I'm gonna end it before I get pissed off. That had just been on my mind. But man, hey, these girls are still growing up like this. This gotta change, man. It ain't fair for them.
Bro. I mean, there's been little posts here and there made about it. I know I've posted about it here and there, but I never took a moment to actually say something. You know what I'm saying? Not in the video format at all. But we've had these conversations. A lot of people have had these conversations. But it's no doubt that we didn't know at that age that that's why they were the way they were.
Right.
But what made me think about it a couple of years ago, I never forget, somebody was saying something about these women are hoes. This and my question was, well, how do you know? That was my first. How do you know? Did you knock her down? How do you know? And then when you can't tell me you know because you've been involved with her, you can't tell me you know no personal on-hand experience. You must know secondary, secondhand, third-hand, whatever the case may be. And then my other question, well, how did they get there? The presumption is always that they chose this. They were probably raised right, or maybe they weren't, but they just choose to move the way they move. But we know that these 16-year-old girls, they didn't choose that. There was a post that a lady made in a group that I was in today, and she asked a question along these lines. She says basically, can we talk about the percentage of women who decide they don't want to marry because of the sexual abuse they endured as a child? That's one of the questions she asked. And one part of that equation. You got two outcomes, right? You got women that will bond with the trauma and are essentially turned out. And then you got women that are not going to have anything to do with that trauma. They're going to avoid it as much as possible. And they just close all the way up and wall all the way off. And so it's unfortunate that adult men don't sit back and say, damn, who are we who were we enjoying? And then we were further spinning a narrative and putting them in a category that they never belonged in to begin with.
Yeah.
Speak on it. Go ahead.
I'm trying to, because it's like this subject is real sensitive to me, because, and I know that you can relate, because you Morgan is what, 20 now?
Yeah.
90?
What Morgan? What was she? Man, bro, the years I don't know. She's 19 or 20. She's somewhere around there.
She won them.
Yeah.
And Michelle is 16, 17.
17, yep.
17. My girl's oldest one through marriage is 22. The next one is 16. My baby is 15. My other is 14, and then we have a 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna write about it also, make a post about it, but I was driving, and then because I had thought about it like days before I made the video. So when I was driving home, when I made the video, well, before I made the video, I was driving home, and then it just hit me out of nowhere. I started thinking about it again, and I didn't know how long I was going to speak on it, which is why I didn't write a post. But I knew it was going to be longer than what I would want to write.
Right.
But it's something that I feel like I haven't heard that conversation outside of an inner circle of mature men.
Right.
I haven't heard that.
I've yet to hear a public conversation about it from me. Not on no platform on it. Now maybe I haven't. I'm not saying nobody has. I'm saying I haven't heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can be frank. I mean, we know where I worked. We know where you worked. We know where we lived. We know where we went to school. We know where we grew up, and we know who is who.
Yeah.
I can use the name because the name doesn't matter. But there was a girl in the neighborhood, Tasha. I remember very specifically, and it was just known that if a boy didn't want to be a virgin no more, go holler at Tasha. It was known. And when you speak about discarding, it was also known that no matter what you thought about Tasha, you better not decide you're going to be a boyfriend. You better not get caught walking and talking with her. If anything, you can get caught leaving the house. You can get caught into the house. But you better not get seen with her. And I remember that so vividly. And I remember as she would be walking through the neighborhood and people would see her just going about her business, somebody would always have something slick to say. And I can honestly say I never partook, but that's just one. What about somebody else that was just, again, in our age group, way too advanced for their age? And I think about it, now I'm an adult, been an adult for a while. I was like, why was old girl that was working at the grocery store with me, why was she so like it never dawned on me then, it dawns on me now. So I think part of the conversation has to be with younger men.
Mm-hmm.
with younger men our son's age. Corey, he's grown now, 22, and Jalen is what, 21?
22.
22. Eli, he's 14. He's getting there. So this is a conversation me and him have. But the conversation has to start happening between grown men and younger men.
Yeah.
And so anybody watching this, please share this live stream wherever you can, where the younger men are going to get access to it, because unfortunately, the young demographic ain't coming to hear what we're talking about. Unless we're talking about some bullshit. You know, but unless you can corner these young men and you're mentoring young men, the access to them is difficult. So it's easy for me to have this conversation if I'm dealing with a bunch of high school age young men. And in those conversations, we need to be saying that, hey, bro, one, I know what you feel like at your age. I know how desperate you are to get laid. I know the peer pressure to get laid. And I know you're going to take the path of least resistance. In most cases, that's what most dudes are going to do. Very few dudes are going to say, shoot, man, I'm going to take the most difficult path. I'm going to find the one that ain't nobody been bothered with. You do get some pride and ego later on in life, and you start to say, you know what, I would prefer somebody who hasn't been involved with a bunch of guys. But at first, it almost don't matter.
Yeah.
when you just want to get your rocks off, it almost don't matter.
Man, the messed up part about it is that there would be some men in our age group that would be like, man, them niggas just lying, man. I don't listen to them niggas, man. You go ahead and get you a little bit, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Of course.
So my thing is, like, how do you combat that? Because the first thought that come to my mind, hit that nigga in the mouth. But that's gonna be some pushback, because there's some ignorant nigga that's gonna be out there that is gonna continue to encourage these younger boys to engage in in the exploitation of these young girls.
Because it's some of them that are proud that they did it.
Yeah.
They proud. Like it's dudes that are proud that they was running trains. Proud. What?
That was a thing.
That was it, bro.
Man, I can't wrap my mind around it right. Like,
listen, I got the invite. I 100%, and y'all know, I'll be honest. There's no anybody watching, y'all know. I'll be honest. Never partook. If I did, I'd own it. But there was definitely the opportunity, and that was a little because I was aware that something had to be wrong there. And if I had known, like if I had ever known the girl down the street had been messed with, by uncle, daddy, stepdaddy, older brother, stranger in the neighborhood, whatever, I would have been like, nah. I knew enough to know that. I just never considered that their behavior was based on something like that. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It's difficult to have these conversations because there's always going to be dissenters, right? And the other part that is extremely difficult is, how do you deal with those particular men? It's almost like the R. Kelly conversation. It's almost the same thing. Those girls knew what they was doing. Yeah. Man, I don't know what.
They just fast. Yeah. Hot in the pants. And I told you the time I seen one grown woman that relished in her high school days dating older men that would come pick her up from school. And she was like, I knew what I was doing. I'm not a victim. They didn't take advantage of me because I knew what I was doing. And me and some other folks just like, you were still victimized because they knew better. They knew better than you. And they knew that you didn't know any better. And they took advantage of that. Like, how you, and she just went on and on defending the fact that, she didn't see anything wrong with it. And I'm like, I just stopped after a while because it was like there's no point. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, as an adult and a woman, not understand that a grown man preyed on you? Whether you know what I'm saying? Even though you allowed it, you were still a child and you were
Right.
thinking as a child. So now, as a grown woman, you're still thinking as a child. Like,
You know what? I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know if that's a front to make them feel better. I don't know what that is. If that is genuine, if they genuinely believe that they were making a conscious decision, that they weren't a victim, I don't know what that is. Bro, I don't know what that is. I wouldn't know how to classify that if their brains actually think that they were just willing participants doing what was okay for them to do because they knew what they were doing, when we know now, facts now are that your brain ain't fully formed until you're 25. It's not there. It's not there. And so I'm not saying wait all the way until the age of 25, but I'm saying that one thing you don't do, you don't partake in nothing with a man that's so much old. He's a legal adult and you are a teenager. That is a problem. He don't like you because of your mind, baby. I get they never. And if he did, something was wrong with his brain. If he was 20,
definitely.
If he was 20 something and you was 15, something was wrong with his brain. If it wasn't wrong with your brain, developed, and his brain was just on pause. Something was wrong.
And you were
with
not
him.
mature for your age.
Yeah, you weren't mature for your age. You were mature enough for him. Like it's a cringy thought. And I would like to believe that majority of men don't get down like that. They don't partake in it. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I would like to believe that the majority don't get down like that. But as opposed to me worried about what the majority do, it's transforming the minds of the young people so they don't end up being part of the majority or the minority that do. And sometimes it's just a simple conversation like, hey, bro, that's not okay. Hey, bro, it's not okay to grab that girl's ass in high school. Hey, bro, it's not okay to grind up behind that girl in the club when you're walking by, when you know good and well you can turn your back to that woman. You know you can turn your back to that woman when you walking past. You know good and well you walking with your pelvis toward her ass. You know what you're doing. So I think it's a matter of conversations, because I think once that seed is sown into enough young men, and then these young men start policing each other and start realizing, hey, bro, that's not cool. That's not okay. Once it's no longer part of a culture that's in younger men, a coming of age culture that they can excuse amongst each other, then we're in a better place.
Yeah. I think it has to start from the top and trickle down also. And I think it's something that we have to face head on. And I think it can happen simultaneously, that we educate the younger guys and confront the older ones also. I ain't saying go out and find them niggas and roll up on them, but when the opportunity presents itself, then speak up. You know what I'm saying? Tell them niggas, nah, nigga, that's foul. And maybe there'll be a younger guy that's also in the audience, and he can hear a different perspective other than, you know, yeah, young nigga, go ahead and knock that down, man. She ready.
Hold on. Brenda said, move away from the mic graphic. I can't see your face. It's not a graphic. It's not a prop.
The graphic.
But no, you're right. We confront the dudes at the same. I think when confronting men, okay, so look, when you go confront a man about something like that, what's the first thing? He gonna get defensive. He's gonna get real defensive, and he's gonna, man, I wasn't taking advantage of no victim. I wasn't. I wasn't. So what you trying to say I am? What you trying to say I did, bro? Look, we all know that we did something that we would not like happening to youngsters today. I know I grabbed somebody's booty who didn't want me to grab their booty, and I thought it was funny. I know I did that in elementary school. I don't. And if those were my daughters and they said, "Dad, this dude grabbed my booty," I want to go. Hey, where's daddy at? Where's mom at? Where they at? So it starts from those places, and when you have older men that understand, I mean, it shouldn't take for men to have daughters. It shouldn't take for them to recognize that they have mothers and sisters to come to these conclusions. Unfortunately, men and human beings, if it's not in their house, sometimes it doesn't really hit home. So it's unfortunate that we do have to have these conversations generate from being close to those that could be possible victims. But you're right, we can have the conversation with men and young men at the same time, because we're gonna need old heads, we're gonna need unks talking to the nephews. You know, dads should be talking to sons. I expect that, but we're gonna need the unks talking to the nephews, because not all the nephews got dads. All the young dudes just ain't got a pop at home. And the dumbest group in the world is a group full of young men. They're the dumbest ones in the world. Between ages 15 and 25, that group right there, between peer pressure and everything, man, I know what my idiot ass would have did if somebody said, I bet you won't. What? I bet you won't. It would hype me up. I never needed nobody. I never needed nobody to put a battery in my back. But if you put the battery, if you add that to it, shit, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Hold my beer.
Oh, your Capri Sun.
Right. Yeah, shit. Let me show you. Show you better than I can tell you. So yeah, man, that's definitely something that we got to do, man. Give me your thoughts. Give me your last thoughts on it before we shift to another topic that's kind of somewhere in the realm of how we treat and deal with women. It's in the ballpark.
All right. Last thought. Conversation got to be had again. You know, and it has to be. It has to be made for public consumption.
Yeah.
It can't just be barbershop talk anymore. It can't just be on the phone with my homeboy talk anymore. Which I'm glad that you have this platform now, and you're willing to talk about it and put all the BS. Well, I know you. You know, I know that. But all the dumb stuff that that our people talk about publicly, man, like the damn entertainment and all this. Man, forget all that, man. We got some. Sure, I'm gonna knock my phone over. We got some kids like that are really suffering in silence, and we're talking about everything else but these kids.
Yeah.
But when our kids are their traumatic experiences are put finally a light shined on it, is met with ridicule also. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, look, let's be adults. Let's be a village. Let's be protectors. Men and women. You know what I'm saying? Older women,
get the therapy,
mentors.
Get your therapy.
Yeah.
So you don't sit there and identify with that same trauma. It's okay.
Right. Or help them to turn, you know what I'm saying, to turn their anger towards the world because that happened to them.
Right.
Yeah, definitely get the therapy. Even young boys too, because young boys get taken advantage of also and get sent down. I think the comedian D-Ray, I think he was like 13 or something. Like he was a young teenager.
man.
He got turned out by a 30-something-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like boys go through it, young boys go through it too. I think we just need to be more aware.
Right.
More aware. You know what I'm saying? We all got things going on in our lives, but even if you don't know the kid, you know what I'm saying? Like if because you can look at people and tell there's something wrong.
Absolutely.
I worked with kids for when I worked for the nonprofit teaching art, and I had to teach at a center on the west side, and these were teenagers in high school and middle school, and I could identify the ones who needed the most attention because they were the ones who always act out. So
and what's crazy is predators can identify them too because of those exact same reasons. Predators, the stats on victims, there are more that are re-victimized new victims or something crazy like that. Like if you're a victim, you're more likely to be re-victimized than you are not to. It's because a predator can see when somebody's hurt. You know, a lion can see when the gazelle got a limp. He's been watching that gazelle all day. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right. Like the way you can identify, if anybody can identify those that are healthy in their right mind and in their right space, that can identify those young people that, hey, you got an adult in your vicinity that's not looking to do no wrong by you. As a matter of fact, you can come and talk to me.
Yeah, man. Get there first.
Yeah.
Like what I'm seeing now, socially, the trend is mind your business. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like you can't say nothing about anything to anybody no more. You know what I'm saying? Where did this come from? This individualism. Where did this come from, man? Because you know when we were growing up, man, if you were a kid in the neighborhood, the elders in the neighborhood, they knew you, they knew your people, they knew everybody in the house. They had a they were chain linked.
They had a network.
Yeah. So before you get home,
they already know.
Already know.
Well, nowadays your parents know. Nowadays parents find out when somebody done showed them something that their kid did on social media. These dumbass kids. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. That's another topic for another day. We loving the kids right now, especially the ones that need the most. I was gonna go somewhere else with that. I caught myself. I'm getting better, boy. I'm getting soft in my old age. God damn. The other thing I want to touch on, man, you mentioned it. No. The other thing, so I saw something online a couple of weeks back, man. And I saw a man on a podcast be flat out insulting and disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that, the thought that came to my mind is like, why is that okay? Why? And I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna play what led up to the shit, man. Because when I saw it, bro, I'm looking at it and I couldn't have imagined being there. I couldn't have sat through it. This is when I get to have some moral and ethical high ground, which is rare. But I couldn't have sat through that moment.
Can you say way? Why? You got the deepest voice I ever heard.
Serious?
Deeper than all
it's
the
because
negative.
I'm speaking in English. I can't speak in another language and will be a little bit more softer. I have to get in my voice like more hard to get the words out.
Can you speak Portuguese?
Claro que eu posso falar em português. Beijo, Brasil.
That was deeper.
No, what's that?
Yeah, I mean, you like.
There was an error with the video. Hold on, let me grab it back real quick. But as you can see, they're starting to kind of give the woman some shit about the way her voice sounds. They're starting to give her some shit about the way her voice sounds, and she's gonna respond.
Can you say way?
Way?
Way.
Way.
Okay, what's your ideal size?
Because like a shrimp, what the fuck you young as fuck. Look at him, Japanese.
Oh, Japanese. Okay, calm down, Egyptian Pop Smoke. I'm not Japanese.
You're not Japanese? So is it shrimp or not?
Yeah, man, I don't know why it's tripping. It's tripping on the play. I'm gonna get it in there. It's tripping on the playback. Maybe they're blocking it. Maybe they got a block set up so I can't play it. But I gotta get that it would not shock me if they had a block on it of some sorts.
Mm-hmm. Can you say way?
Way?
Way.
Way. Why?
You got the. What's
I have my own preferences. Like every girl are different.
So what's your preference?
Doesn't matter.
No, tell that nigga. No, tell that nigga. You been thinking about the surgery. Tell that nigga. Tell him.
You can't match the energy, bro. Like that's what it is.
So what is your ideal size so I know so I can attach whatever?
I'm not interested. I'm married.
Okay, hypothetically for the chat and everybody watching and so that we could actually ask a question right now, you're married. What's your ideal size?
My husband's size. And I'm not gonna say here because we public, so.
Okay. 6? No answer.
Well, how you please girls like that? Like you just
you answer the question.
Okay, I see what's going on. Hold on, I'm gonna get it back. One more time. I know what's happening with the feed. I know exactly what's happening with the feed.
Can you say way?
Is your voice that fucking deep, or at least you got like the word fucking voice?
Why you want me to make a little bit of noise?
No,
like
I'm just saying. If I heard Pop Smoke talking from heaven while I'm stroking, I'm sorry. We'll rap.
So you have to lose some weight until you can see your dick, nigga.
She got that.
No. Now watch this.
So you're saying, wait. So you're saying that if I lose some weight and I become your broke ass bitch ass boyfriend, right? Shit, no. And I start with a masculine bitch like you with fake titties, right? With a fucking tattoo on your face.
Yeah, nigga.
Masculine as shit.
Yes.
How are you gonna be sounding?
How am I gonna be sounding?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Or it's different, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, bitches like fat niggas like you, so what's the problem?
Bitches love rich nigga like me.
Rich?
I bet your boyfriend ain't
It
rich like me.
was the matter.
I bet your boyfriend ain't rich like me.
But he can't fuck you better than you would, so.
But I bet you live in a fucking Section 8 housing, and I live in a fucking mansion with
Jim, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Look, he got to take a sip of his drink. He got to, bro. So I just want to say this. He initiated the bullshit. First, he wants to clown her voice, and that was the third time in that video. That was the third time in that sitting that somebody had clowned her voice. That was the third time. He wasn't the first dude. The other dude did first, and he did it another time before. And she kind of just rubbed it off. She kept it going. She kept it rolling. When the light-skinned brother in the back, Sneeko, his name is Sneeko, when he first said something, she let it slide. The second time he started mocking her, she basically talked about he must have had a small package or something like that. You know, she's going there, and she's still learning English. So like she didn't say public, she said public. Like she's still learning English. So she's sitting there like, what is this going on? And they just keep going at her. And so this lame academics, this dude, he decided he comes on the bandwagon of all that. It's like that lame dude that he looked around and saw somebody got some laughs on something. So he finna come in and he finna build off that. He ain't even got his own jokes. He finna build off that. And he just jumped out there. But when he jumped out there, she was already fed up. She had enough. And she had the last joke, and the room was just like, and he could, and what did he default to? He
this nigga rich like me, your broke boyfriend, my money.
Oh,
Section 8.
Betty ain't rich like me. Oh. That will not win any. Listen, see, when I hear stuff, to hear that, I knew. See, he was one of the dudes that when we was in school, he would got flamed. Oh man, flamed every day. Because he's every not day. Built. Because for him to come back like that, it makes it clear that he's never been built to go back and trade jokes. Because his default is something like that. Rich like me. Ooh, ooh.
Man, niggas like that have absolutely no depth, no substance. They hide behind this this wealth that they accumulate. Like, nigga, that's important to you. That's a big deal to you. When you're dealing with someone that doesn't define value by how much money you have, you bringing up how much money you have is not gonna faze them. It's not gonna make them shut up.
No,
like it's nigga, you don't one up somebody who don't value money the same way you do. So it ain't like she go sit there and be like, well, you know, you do have more money than me. No, nigga, you still look like a damn treasure trove.
And it wasn't okay. Like the way he jumped out there on this woman's voice. Is her voice deep? When you hear it, yeah, she has some depth to her voice. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. And if you want to make a quick joke out of it, be prepared for the comeback. That's all. Like, if I'm gonna make a joke, that I know is somewhat insulting, and then the way he framed it. So if you was fucking and if you was sucking, like he went to a place from the beginning of the whole, and I'm just like, and you don't know who I'm married. Wait. She said she's married. Bro,
you know his problem is he think because he has a little money, he's in that top percentile that women want. Like, nigga.
No.
Those guys.
But you know what? That whole show, that entire show builds itself on this premise. It builds itself on the idea that as long as you get a bag, nothing else matters. It still matters. It's just that when you get a bag, it's easier to trick. You can now trick off. That's what you can do. They still don't like you. It didn't change. It didn't change anything. They don't respect you. They tolerate you. They tolerate you as long as they can get paid, as long as they can get a bag at the end of the day. And even swap ain't no swindle if that's all you want. But most of these dudes, you can tell by the way they respond to things that they want somebody to genuinely like them for them.
Yeah, they're looking for love. They're looking for love, but keep finding rejection. That's why they're so angry.
And they wish that the money wasn't the reason. play some more of this lame, man.
If you wasn't unhappy, wasn't being aggressive and being rude.
I might get a bit of my turn my shit up. I love this.
You unhappy, baby. Like you got to stop be acting like weird because you're just unhappy.
No.
It's not my problem if you unhappy. Like I'm very happy with my life.
Why do you think what happened?
Because it was like being weird.
No. I'm asking you a question. You sound like hold on. Relax. Your man ain't here, and he couldn't afford to get in this building. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm asking you, who said disrespectful?
Man, disrespectful, boy. You, bro, you
Shut
been
the fuck up,
disrespectful.
nigga. Stop it.
Oh.
Stop it. Yo, my nigga done fucked you, nigga, like in the Airbnb. Get the fuck on that.
Actually, you should know enough to know he's fucking
Shorty, stop playing. Get over here. Stop playing.
You just like to disrespect to women like that.
No, facts, nigga. Facts, nigga.
Disrespectful.
I'm talking facts, nigga.
Just lame niggas.
I'm talking facts, nigga.
You not, nigga.
Let somebody say something. I'm talking facts, nigga.
I'm happy, nigga. You want happy?
Nigga, my boy fucked you the Airbnb that I rented, nigga. That I paid, nigga. That I paid the whole money. Don't come over here talking that shit. All that cap you been doing on all motherfucking Fresh and Fit. Big ass is here now.
Oh, yeah.
My nigga fucked the shit up. Yo, the nigga gave you a fucking rose, bitch, and he fucked the shit out of you. That's facts. And say somebody. Say somebody. That's why you off camera. Facts.
Paul, and look at the dudes in the back.
Even lamer.
The light skinned brother in the corner, Sneeko, he kind of entertaining. The other dudes, you look at their disposition. They leaning back further and further. They're like, wait, this lame is flaming out. He's doing a nosedive. He's flaming out. It's getting worse and worse. Why
He got
Get on camera. We can talk about it. Get on camera. We talk about it. I FaceTime my nigga right now. So I FaceTime. Y'all niggas say you had to lose his pussy he fucked in 10 years, nigga. Get on camera. Talk about it. Won't talk about it. Okay. Is he coming back? I don't think so. Where my phone at?
All right, Fresh.
Okay, fresh. Exactly.
Okay, so
Hold on. We not done.
this nigga
We not done.
That nigga want to turn it off.
We not done. Stinko. You saw on the show? Learn from Big Act.
Yeah, I can see your pubes through your panties right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like the light showing. I don't know how you fit on a plane with that BBL and your boobs are bolted to the mic, but I legitimately not even trying to roast you. See your whole bush.
Now look at the other lane. The other lane. Now he hyped up about the other lane.
Right now, I can see.
What the fuck's going on right now?
Okay. We're gonna end the show.
It's fucking weird, bro.
I'm just saying, like it's very visible. It's like in front of my face.
Stop it. Yo, we don't take no disrespect lightly here, period. That shit got up on her. Matter of fact, the moment she saw my face, she was trying to get off camera.
Yeah.
Facts. Look it up. Nigga, you know why? She been doing the fucking case. Sneeko mentioned it. Bitch, Silky was on your fucking guts. That's facts. You won't get back on here and talk about it. Because I'll expose that shit.
Another dude.
Don't come on here talking all that bullshit. Y'all can lie to Myron. This big act in the building, nigga. Anybody got something to say? Hold on. Anybody got something to say? Yo, cut that bitch, Mike. Anybody got something to say? Shorty.
That's bullshit.
Shorty. Realize where you at. Realize where you at. Nigga,
I never heard about you. I'm sorry.
Bitch, we never heard about you.
Yeah.
You a masculine looking bitch with a face had nigga some fake titties, my nigga. We think you're a nigga. The kid need a DNA test, bitch.
No real shit. What's going on right now? What is niggas doing right now?
Yeah.
What's the point of this shit?
Why is that LGBT community to cancel this nigga? Why is the LGBT community to cancel him like this?
This shit is
What's up,
the LGBTQ community will only jump in if you admit you a nigga. Are you a nigga or are you a girl? If you a nigga, they'll hop in.
They will hop in because he's talking about them. He's talking about trans women. That is.
I think you a. I just say I think you a nigga.
All right,
Fresh. You're talking about transgender women.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't ever mention your bum ass boyfriend.
Can you say we?
Man, you only got to play no more.
Man, it's done. No, that's it.
That's it. That nigga laying himself out. So that nigga sound. They all sound like the niggas that was in high school that got roasted by the girls that they wanted. So now that they have a platform and a microphone
and some money,
yeah, that nigga's getting revenge, man. That nigga got so upset.
He said they getting revenge.
That
Revenge
was
of the nerds. That's what it
dweeb ass nigga, man. That nigga.
Big Jack in the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
And the other dude, nut riding, he talks about, this is how you do it.
that high yellow nigga.
Yeah.
That albino nigga.
See, I knew I shouldn't have showed you that video.
Man, that
You
nigga look
were
like
charged.
that nigga look like an aboriginal, man. That nigga
Sitting back there with them shades on in the building.
hell nigga, man.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. When nothing about that was okay. Nothing about that was okay. And that happens on that show all the time. These dudes bring women onto their show that they don't respect for the most part. They ask them general questions. They try to get to these conversations and they don't respect anything about these women to begin with. And they're not going to respect anything they're going to say. And what they do is use these women as examples to speak toward the dysfunction that they find in the dating market. And they tout themselves all as alphas and high value. Like, oh man, it's so bad. They sell dating coaching, they sell dating coaching, they sell alpha male packages. Like, bro, it's laughable, bro. The dudes when we did the video about the incel thing the other day, that's who those dudes came on the post talking about. That's who they came on the post talking about. Fresh and fit, not academics. Fresh and fit. And again, listen, they do what they do. I don't care as much about what they do as it pertains to particular subject matters. But in that particular moment, like in that last video, that's why I wouldn't discuss them because that had nothing to do with them. This particular video that we're doing now, this live stream, we use their content. It's relevant. They had academics on their show. They allowed that. And partake in that all the time. And it is revenge of the nerds. That's what it is. They getting their lick back. Women, a lot of these dudes out here are getting their lick back. And it's not even that women did something to them. Sometimes it's just that women when they were girls just weren't interested in them. And they can feel however they want to feel about that. Like, bro, I get it, man. Whatever you were in high school or whatever you were in college, you weren't that dude and they overlooked you for somebody else who they thought was that dude and you feel some way about it. I understand, I guess, but we grown. Get some therapy, some real therapy. Get some tips. Because getting a bunch of money ain't going to change that. Getting the money and being able to trick off is not going to change. It's not going to heal the brokenness in you from high school, the brokenness in you from college. It's not going to heal that, no matter how much money you get.
That's why he flew off the handle so quick. When you see a nigga react like that, go from 0 to 60 that fast, that nigga still hurting.
Yeah.
That's
what she said, you're not happy. She said, you're not happy. And he got even madder. Oh, baby. Oh, the money. Baby, he was even more mad when she said that. She said, chill, baby. Chill.
Because it hit a nerve. He know he ain't happy.
Yeah.
And then this nigga bragging on his homeboy that might not. It's like, nigga, you talking about secondhand information. That's facts. That's facts.
Where my phone is? I'll text him right now. He told me.
Nigga can tell you anything.
Wait, why are you? Listen, all the years me and you known each other, me and you ain't never discussed what done went down. Like, I ain't never heard you complain about nothing. You ain't never heard me complain about nothing. I ain't never heard you explain the best version of that. And you, who?
Ain't nothing to talk about.
I mean, wait, hold on. Let me think. Now, let me be honest. Have I ever? Okay, maybe. I don't know. I gotta remember. The conversations wouldn't have. If there was a conversation, it was probably in a joking type of energy, but it would have never made it to that space right there.
No.
That would have been a conversation, never made it to the other woman or to another group that me and you ever had that conversation.
No.
But a dude like that can't wait to get some information about a woman to put on blast. He can't wait for that. And but he got security outside the building because he ain't finna because he ain't prepared. He is not prepared for her husband to be waiting downstairs.
Man, I was just about to bring. I was like, nigga, this woman got a whole husband. A husband that'll probably more than likely either go to jail or die behind her, defending her.
Yeah.
Like, man, you can't just be running off at the mouth like so. Like these niggas be in these spaces and think they're secure. Like we was talking about Charles and White earlier. Like, nigga, you can, as long as you are breathing, you can still be touched.
Yeah.
You ain't never that secure, and you don't never know who the person is that you're talking to, who they're connected to.
Right.
She probably don't even got to sick nobody on that nigga. Somebody that just care for her can see that. But oh, I got this nigga.
Yeah.
And just tell her after the fact.
Just that simple.
Yeah, dust that nigga off. Like them niggas. I understand why they think that money secures them like that.
Because they
it's
got
their security blanket.
That's why they think so.
Man, these hired niggas.
Because he got security.
Security ain't like henchmen in the movie. They ain't finna die for. They ain't finna die in real life for the boss.
No.
Nigga, you can pay me to stand there and look tough to intimidate somebody to deter any type of. But if a nigga is pressing for real, nigga, you don't pay me enough to take an L for you.
Bro, they think they paying John Creasy. That's what they think they paying. They think they paying John Grease. That's what they think they got. They think they got Greasy Bear out there. They think Greasy Bear they think he finna take out a whole squad of a Mexican cartel. That's who they think they got. You ain't got John Greasy out there, baby. That's not the way it's gonna work out too. You ain't got Liam Neeson from Taken. You ain't got the Equalizer out there. You got a dude that's counting some dollars.
That's it. That nigga getting paid by the hour.
Yeah, right. He looking at the clock. He like, hey man, all this smoke that you generating coming your way, you got about 10 more minutes before these folks get out of the way before I'm not here no more. So and these dudes know that. They know good and well when they run in their mouth that they got this kind of thing going on for themselves. That was embarrassing to see.
He embarrassed himself. Like she didn't have to say nothing.
No.
The nigga did the work for her.
Yeah.
The nigga embarrassed himself. That nigga did everything wrong. Nigga, he showed her that he was pressed. He showed her that he was pissed. He showed her that she got up under his skin. Then the nigga started. He tried to defame her by bringing up what another nigga possibly said. The nigga wasn't there to back it up.
Yeah, he was talking to the sister that got up and walked out because she was like, whoa, you're being disrespectful. That's when he switched lanes. So he wasn't talking to the deep voice woman at that time. He was talking to the girl up and left that didn't even have no. She was just like, you being disrespectful. And he like, you shut the F up. And then he went in on her. So he pulled it. So yeah, that's what it was. So the when he was going in talking about somebody that slept with somebody, he was talking about somebody else in the group for trying to jump in and defend old girl and defend the energy like you being disrespectful. So he jumped down on her.
Who was even more lame than him was, of course, the nigga that jumped on and started co-signing and started ripping him up. But the nigga that just sat there and didn't say nothing. Like, I think I recognize one of them, the darker one with the shades on, with the beard.
Uh-huh.
I think that nigga named Mike Rashid. If it is him, nigga is a influencer. Instagram, YouTube.
All of them. Yeah. Even the deep voice, the one that they were saying had the deep voice, she's an influencer too.
Oh.
And that's what they typically have. They usually get a combination of a couple of influencers and a couple of randoms in Miami that look good. And then they go around the table asking all these questions. And then and what's crazy is being in Miami, man. Miami is like one of those places that you can't compare the rest of the country to Miami. It's just not the same. You don't build your worldview off of Miami. There's some things that are generally common and in the norm, and they exist in Miami, and Miami will show that to you in the worst case. But you can't base your worldview on your experiences in Miami.
Yeah. Man, niggas do it every day. They do it here. In Atlanta, they do it.
Oh, man, you already know they do.
Man, nigga, you ain't had enough experience, man. You ain't even left the block, but you want to generalize everybody because of 2 or 3 experiences that you had. Like, nigga, get the hell out of here. Them niggas are everywhere, man. Them niggas swear they know the scope of the whole planet concerning women, and based it on the 2 or 3. I won't even get them niggas 4 that they've encountered.
Right.
And I put money on the fact that their bad experiences is because of them. They did it to themselves.
Absolutely. All right, so you shared something with me. How women play men in the club. We're gonna round off on this one. How women play men in the club. And one dude said, ladies, I get it. Sometimes you just want to do you on the dance floor, but this rejection shit can be so hurtful to our self-esteem. The one where the girl turns him down and then seconds later she's dancing with the next guy as we look on is especially hurtful. Oh shit. I did not read that comment, bro. Wait a minute. And so the woman, no, I didn't read that part. Oh my God. Let me repeat that. Oh shit. Ladies, I get it. Sometimes you want to just do you on the dance floor, but this rejection shit can be so hurtful to our self-esteem. The one where the girl turns him down and then seconds later she's dancing with the next guy as we look on is especially hurtful. Jennifer Cook says all we want to do is dance by ourselves and have fun. Most times men are trying to get a hookup and we aren't with all that. It's all about communication. Yes, girl, gotta make sure. And then I guess in response to what that dude said, the hurt dude, the lady said, yes, girl, gotta make sure you look good for men. This other I'm sorry.
That's a whole nother
that's a whole nother guy. Yeah, this guy says
that's a whole nother post.
Yes, girl, gotta make sure you look good for men you're just going to ignore. Get it, girl. And then you said you seem hurt. And then he said, who cares about men and something. So, of course, I got a little something extra for that to go right along with it.
This conversation really proves that women don't know nothing about what it takes to be a dude to get attracted to girls.
Oh, God.
Like any guy that's like decent with girls understands that the nightclubs is one of the worst ways to pick up girls, man. Like anybody that's common sense.
But I don't think that's why.
But what if you
goes
with
out.
your friends, like a group of your friends,
That makes it worse.
Like a group of girls?
A group of girls. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
girls
like
only.
5 girls. We got a bottle.
Girls don't buy bottles.
I do.
Their man buys a bottle.
When's the last time you bought a bottle?
You bought a bottle?
Exactly. You
Me
can't
and my
remember.
friends. Yes.
When's the last time y'all bought a bottle?
I don't remember.
Bottle
Put your card down? No, you did not put your card and your ID down. There's no fucking way.
Why is that so hard to believe?
Me and my friends.
Okay. It's illegal.
I would get bottles.
By the way, Stinko, what's up, man?
It's like buying our own bud.
Bro, here's the thing. Y'all can say whatever you guys want. In general, women don't pay for sections. They don't pay for bottles. You can't even remember. I'll put it this way. Let's say all the nightclubs, like the dudes stopped going, and we were dependent upon girls to keep the infrastructure up and pay for the bottles. The clubs will be out of business tomorrow.
Facts. Woman consume a lot. She shop.
We pay
buy things a lot. So
I said the club. I said the club.
Up for the men's, but so many another business that are up.
We're not talking about other businesses. You're like the master of deflecting. We're talking about clubs.
Yeah, what business are you talking about?
Stay focused.
Good question. So then where can girls go according to
Bro,
you?
so
It has
that
to be
nigga funny.
How about a bookstore? How about that? How about a bookstore? How about like
you
how
know
about
go to a bookstore? You find whores
Go
over
to
there.
Costco.
I like
Yeah,
bookstores.
Go to
What the
Whole
fuck?
Foods.
Stop and shop. Yo, here's the thing. Y'all can do what you want. I'm just telling you, men in general
That's Aquarius. That's
don't
just
want
gonna
girls
be
to
Aquarius.
do that stuff. They don't want chicks that do that.
I mean, the club, of course.
I'm not wifing up a girl that's in the club every weekend, bro. There's no way it's happening.
You
That shit's
shouldn't.
like unattractive.
Not every-
You gotta be careful at the one.
Why are you like? Why are you
I'm
fighting
on
for
both
that?
sides. I think some girls can go out without getting all. I tell guys no all the time.
Yeah.
I don't need to give a guy my number every time I go out.
So hold on. Tell me,
I'm telling
you've
you.
gone out multiple times
Multiple.
and said no every single time.
Yes.
Why?
Yo,
Yes.
where's my hat?
Why? Stop the cap. Give me,
I don't care.
give me a motherfucking
I
hat.
said I don't like.
This conversation really proves that women don't know nothing about what it takes to be a dude to be
Yes,
attracted
they
to
do.
girls.
Oh God.
Like any guy that's like decent with girl understands that the nightclubs is one of the worst ways to pick up girls, man. Like,
So, listen, what he's saying from jump. Yeah, you should know as a man at a certain age that the worst place to go and try to actually pull women, if you're looking for a relationship or anything substantive, the worst place is probably in the club. One of the worst places. If you're looking for something with substance. But, and yes, if a woman is going to the club every weekend, like it's a regular thing, and you want to be in a relationship with her, no, I wouldn't take that woman serious either if she was constantly in the club. But the part where the women are trying to explain that they go just for themselves and men find that unbelievable kind of goes along with what that post was saying, that women are like, look, sometimes we just want to be there just to be there. We're not there for men. We're not there for y'all. We're not there to meet men. We're not there to hook up. Sometimes we just there to have a good time with our homegirls. And yes, we dress up and look good doing all that. Why is that a thing that's so hard for some dudes to grasp?
Because they're casting their perspective on women. All right, so niggas pile up in the car and ride to the club to go hunt for girls. So they're thinking because they're hunting for girls, the girls that are at the club are there to be hunted. You know what I mean? So they can't fathom the idea of women just want to hang out because maybe they enjoy the atmosphere or they like the DJ, the type of music that he plays. Oh, they just want to do whatever they do. They just want to, like, what I've realized is that girl time is serious for women. They take it seriously. That's why they do brunches and girl trips and whatever else they do together. Pajama parties.
Yeah.
The hell? Pajama parties. Yeah. Like they
women they're by default more social than we are. This is not a debate.
Yeah.
This is something that's known. This is something that's known. Women want more social communication, and it benefits them in ways that it doesn't benefit. That's why their perception. You know, I made that video about women's intuition. That ability to socialize and that constant desire to socialize builds their intuition. It builds that up. So, of course, that's what they do. And we know we're married. You know, we've been in relationships. They want to usually, a lot of times, they want to talk more than we do. And they want to discuss some things that we don't want to discuss. And some of the things they want to discuss, they can only discuss with homegirls. Just like it's thing that guys. Now men are social too, but women are just more social, and that's okay. That can be a strength. And they can find themselves excited about the idea of they know the latest songs. They get to go hang with their homegirls. They get to go in a group, so they feel safe in a group. They're not studying no guys because they just doing what they do, and they just want to go have fun.
Yeah.
So they may want to go take a girls trip, and they may want to go hang out in the club together. If it's not a every weekend thing, I see no problem with it. But the fact that those guys see a problem with it, the guy Myron on Fresh and Fit says specifically, no clubs, no girls trips, no nothing. It's because they've seen something along the way that has made them insecure about that. They've witnessed something, they've partaken in something that makes them feel some way, which is why I don't understand why they don't bring women on that platform that are wives, that they would respect, who can speak to the other side of things. They never bring them aboard.
Because they won't be able to drag them.
Yeah.
It seems like the whole premise of that show is to
absolutely
it's
to drag women for incels. It's to drag women.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. Again, Revenge of the Nerds. That's what it is.
Man, they're not gonna have they're not gonna have any respectable women on that show, man. No. And the nigga that talking about she can't do anything. It's like that level of insecurity is like therapy worthy. Like go get that looked at. You know what I'm saying? Like you see a nigga with a knot growing out of his neck. Like, nigga, you need to go and get that seen about. If a nigga got that type of insecurity, hey man, you need to go talk to somebody, man. You need to go lay across somebody's sofa, because you can't possibly think that a woman should be tied to your apartment or your house, and you know her, and you know everywhere she's at all times. Like, nigga, why can't she be able to go and hang out with her homegirls? What do you think is gonna happen? And if you think something would happen, then either you with the wrong girl, or you don't need to be in a relationship.
There was something else they said. They said the one that they was clowning with the deep voice, she said, it don't matter if it's the club or it's anywhere. If a woman's gonna do something, she's gonna do something. If she wants to mess around on you, you think she needs a club for that? Bro, women dodge dicks all day. They dodge them. Especially if you got an attractive one, you think she got to go to the club to be hit on. Now, another thing I say he pointed out was in that video, he said, you know, once that's his woman, his wife, or whatever the case may be, people are going to recognize her as his wife. She's going to have his last name. Instead of that being such and such, that's going to be such and such's wife. True. That's true. But as long as she's governing herself in a respectful manner, it doesn't matter where, it almost doesn't matter where she is. I'm going to say it's almost, okay? You know, you could be in a club. If she's in the club, she's with her homegirls, they're in their section, they're doing their thing. It don't matter whose wife they, as long as she ain't standing up on a couch twerking and doing the worst, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, if she's seen in the club in another guy's section doing the most, then it's a problem if it makes it back to you. You know what I'm saying? So, so there's nuance. There's nuance. He's being so absolute in that moment, and it's nuance to it. But again, if you know who you married, we're not having this conversation. If you know who you're in a relationship with, we're not having this conversation.
Yeah, not at all.
We're just not having a conversation.
No point. It's unnecessary. It's nothing that needs to be talked about, man. The way I look at it is, it's a win-win for me.
Mm-hmm.
If you do go out there and do something, and it gets back to me, then I know what I'm dealing with. So I know that I need the exit stage left. If you are approached by somebody and he's making his advance and you turn it down, I know I got me a real one.
Right.
Either way it go, I can't lose.
Right.
I mean, depending on, I mean, I'm married, so it ain't no depending on, but yeah, it would hurt if I would have to depart, but
at least
I know, because what would hurt most is having my time wasted
and not knowing.
Man, that's jail time now, boy.
Just not knowing. You don't even have a clue. You just don't know.
Man.
And dudes are sitting there like, boy, woo, boy, you don't know, boy. You don't know, boy. She had that after 12 spot, but hey, the other part is the dude that was in the comment section on the post complaining about getting turned down. He said the women get turned. He said we get turned down. He said, do y'all know how much it hurts to turn us down? And then we look over and we see you dancing with another guy. Listen, bro, it's funny because so what? So
like you're not entitled to, because it is funny. Okay, I guess I mean, man, we used to be in the club like down there every weekend.
Yeah. And we knew it. You knew it when you walked up behind a woman. What happened? When you
turned around,
walked up behind her, the first thing she did, she
go check you out.
She doing her thing, and she feel you walk up. She like, and look. If you're a real dude, and she turn around and you feeling yourself, she turn around, you like, and he turn around. But if she did this and backed up, you just take it. And you just move on to there. And if you look over and you see her getting held up, just deal with it.
It's not your woman, dude. It was one night we was at the bounce.
Boy, you showing that age,
man. Oh no, they turned into a church. And then
that's Atlanta for you, boy.
Yeah,
turn a club to a church.
So it was like me and this dude standing side by side, and this chick started dancing. So it was kind of like nigga cut his eye at me, I cut his eye at him. So we were like, well, hell, she can't dance with both of us. So we got got beat to the punch. So dude got ahead of me, started jugging behind her, and she turned around and looked at him, and then I wasn't too far behind, and she looked at me and grabbed me by the wrist and walked me over and started dancing with me. so I'm just on the back of that monkey while that nigga like
oh boy.
I'm there, boy. More like damn mind bending, boy. That shit flag, boy.
Yeah. Whoa.
And that nigga like so I know firsthand experience it does happen. It just never happened to me.
Wait, you don't say it never happened to you. You know what? You would never know. You would have never known. You've never known.
Okay, that I know of.
Because you would have never known, because if the way we moved, if we went and made that approach, and she wasn't studying us, we kept it moving.
Yeah,
we had no clue of the next move. It's almost like I've seen memes where dudes said, I shot my shot at this woman, or I was interested in this woman, and now I'm watching her getting dogged out. And it's funny to them. They're watching her getting dogged out. They love that. Like, I'm now watching her getting. I'm like, well, how you know she getting dogged out?
Right.
You following and taking notes of her life to see what's going on. You done shot your shot. You orbiting her world to see the fallout. Lame man, what the hell? What is we doing, baby? Come on now.
Then he takes pleasure in it, like
Revenge of the Nerds.
Like the thing that kills me is the fact that they think that they will automatically make a good match. It's like, nigga, you don't know what type of person you would be in that relationship, because some people bring out the worst in us, some people bring out the best in us.
Right.
So if she did give you a shot, what makes you think that you gonna be the nigga to change her world? Nigga, she might. You know what I'm saying? She like y'all personalities or energy or whatever might not mesh.
The male ego is an it's got to be a wonder. I can admit it. It's a wonder. A lot of times, the male ego has you thinking that you got to be the best version of anything that she's encountered up until the moment she met you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I've regularly a little delusion. I've lived in that space, but I also have a reality check. I'm like, it's millions of people in this country. It's billion. It's so many people. There's somebody else that could check every box that I can check, and then a box that I don't check, they don't check. I mean, consider it. There's a guy that checks all the boxes that I check, and he's heir to a fortune. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? If I had to choose between me, if I had to rank myself beside my doppelganger, and the difference between me and him was he was heir to a fortune, I would not lie to no damn woman and tell her, hey girl, give me a chance because I'm gonna upgrade. I'd be lying. I'd be a goddamn lie. Let's be clear. If that was the one that but men's a lot of times, I think when men have been a little less successful in the dip, they don't tend to have an optimistic outlook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so each rejection or each turn down is a big thing.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm gonna do this on my monologue about it, because they if they've grown up and they haven't hit those milestones through adolescence and realize that rejection is just part of the game, bro. It's just part of it. You're not gonna win them all. You got to be prepared to bounce back. But they haven't won none, or they've won very few, so they don't have that level of resilience.
Yeah.
But when you damn sure can't go into a club with that. A club of all the damn places, a club
at all, man.
And you're gonna linger long enough to see her get grinded on. How long you gonna linger? You lingering that long, and she get grinded on. And I know how you roll, boy. I know how you used to roll. You used to wear the drawers in the club. Used to
hey man,
no drawers, boy.
Hey,
man, I listen. I'm just saying, used to be in there trying to make sure they felt whatever was going on. You want them to feel. Come on, man. And those guys, those guys know that if they were in that moment, that they would be enjoying the same thing, and they just genuinely want to enjoy the same thing, and they feel some way that they're not. But don't be hurt behind time. You know how much that hurts to watch. Let's get rejected. You just dance with the next guy.
That nigga made it sound like she turned down the wedding proposal.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, essentially.
Said nigga at the club, nigga. She ain't the only one in the. That's the problem. Them niggas be they be mentally handcuffing these women. They'll lock eyes with. And won't even lock eyes. They'll just have their sight set on one chick the whole night.
And that's the one.
Tunnel vision.
That's the one of the dreams, bro. That's the one of their dreams, bro. That's the one of their dreams. But man, listen, I don't even want to go. I don't, bro. There's certain things I can't say, man. But I'll never forget when a dude sees something and it's ideal to him, and it doesn't want him, and it wants something else, and he really thinks that's his ideal, it bothers him that she doesn't. Because if he don't see nothing else as ideal, then he can't wrap his mind around it. Especially if he's had continued rejection. The numbers game is the best game to play in any case. It's the best game. I mean, if all else fails, men, if all else fails, if you have no other strategy, the numbers game. The numbers game.
That's it.
Knock on enough doors, somebody gonna open. Knock on enough doors, someone of them gonna open.
I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, not the only way to play, but the smartest way.
That's always got to be in your mind.
Yeah.
It always you always know when you walk up to a woman, it's a 50-50 shot.
50-50, yeah. It's a 50-50, man. But them niggas be putting they all into just that one shot. Like man, rejection was.
It's a Mike Dale. Dale said, "What's the white eggplant in the shot?" It's a mic.
Why everybody on that mic, man?
I'm gonna get a black sock. Maybe do I need to do it like this? Like what do I need to do? That no, I don't like the way that looks.
That more like it caused some damage, boy.
Yeah. Like where can I put it? Damn, Dale said, "What's the eggplant in the shot?" Damn. Man, I swear to God, this weekend I'm gonna go right to the store and buy me a black sock for this damn thing, so it's just kind of fitting to the screen without folks saying. Brenda thought it was a damn a fake graphic, and Dale think it's I don't know what he thought it was. Man, you can't see the whole. No, he can't see the whole thing right there. He can't. I see what he sees. See, there you go, Dale. See, it's a microphone, brother. It's a microphone. Pause, Dale. Damn, man. God damn, Dale.
Oh, Burn on here?
Man, Dale Jameson in the comment, bro, that's one of the smoothest dressing this mother, bro. He got everybody smoked. Everybody. He got you smoked. And you know, if I tell you Dale got you, boy, he got everybody smoked.
Hey, man, I take my hat off to him.
Hey, boy, that's a smooth son of a gun, boy. That's a smooth son of a gun. He's
got to be a talented man.
I can't hear y'all right now. I'm in the cigar spot. Man, boy, hey, that boy Dale, boy, he tough.
Yeah, he had to throw that out there.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, he did. He doing something different.
It's all right.
You know, shout out to Dale Jameson, man. He unk, man. He one of them old heads, don't do a lot of complaining. He just show them post up. That's all he do. But yeah, man, the club is definitely not the place it's not the place that you're really looking for a wife per se. And I'm not going to say who can't find what where, but I'm also going to say that you can't go into the club with your eyes wide open, hoping that the most ideal version of who you're looking for is there, and if she's not interested in you, that all is lost. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And hey man, so we got to do a mentorship for these young boys.
Yep.
And we got to do a mentorship for these grown down men that get their feelings hurt when they get turned down at the club.
The priority is the young dude. The priority is the young dude. We'll deal with the old heads. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be around.
Yeah, I ain't finished laughing at them niggas first, man.
Man,
I got you hurt my feelings. The hell?
He said to look over and see you dance with somebody else after he done shut you down is hurtful. Women, stop hurting these dudes. You heard what my boy said. He's explaining his story very clearly. My boy said that when the woman got turned down, that she grabbed his hand and at least took him somewhere else. Now the dude had to be looking to find him. So at the least y'all could do is if y'all turn a dude down and he witnessed the turn down, you know, be a little, I don't know, be a little, what's the word we want to use? Be a little
Discreet.
What do we want to take? Yeah, be a little discreet. You know what I'm saying? Be a little discreet. That's the frame I should right there. I should have used this frame right here. So now you see the mic damn standing there. I know now. God damn. They tossing what damn. But that's all we got, man. We can wrap this thing on up. We've been running our mouth for 90 minutes, an hour and a half. This one to get posted up, man. The best part of the whole conversation is what you said initially, bro. Your initial thing with regard to young women, girls that are actually victims. How do we get to these young dudes and avoid them being exploited and further damage being done? That's the biggest takeaway of all this. You know what I'm saying? You know, like that's a big thing because it's going to continue. You know, we can't stop predatory behavior inside of homes and inside of places that we don't have access to. But what we can do is communicate to younger dudes and say, hey, man, be careful of how you label these girls because she's probably been through something. There's probably a reason why she's moving the way she's moving.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it is. Given their ages, because they're not born. I mean, they're not born that sexually aware. Like my kids are in high school and they still watch reruns of old Disney shows they used to watch when they were kids. And I ain't saying that they're that naive, but they still have their innocence intact.
Right.
And it's too many young girls and too many young boys that's out there that has had their innocence stolen from them. And I wish that, because I look at my girls and wish that a lot more girls could have that innocence. You know what I'm saying? That just knowing that they're protected, because they don't worry about anything. But
and the other part, the other part I would say is there's a lot of guys who need to learn about the dynamics of sex in a healthy manner. I mean, think about it. Their peers and porn are the main things that they learn from. Couple that with a girl that seems readily available. They don't care why she's readily available.
Yeah,
they don't give a damn, and they're going to exploit it, and then they're going to discard, like you said.
That's the worst part, man. And I can only imagine that they feel like they found somebody that that will protect them, and then it get done to them all over again.
I mean, and I know we're supposed to be closing, but it made me think about our conversation the other day. A guy genuinely meets this girl that he doesn't know has this reputation, and he's genuinely into her. He's genuinely interested. She's a dope person. She seems mature. Because those experiences can also have other effects. They can mature them with a little bit of awareness and wisdom that these other girls don't have, a little bit of perspective that these other girls don't have. If you've ever heard a prostitute talk about men, if you ever listen to them talk about men, I hate to say they have more insight. They might not be able to put it to use in the most healthy manner, but they have more insight to the functioning and the mindsets of men than women that are the most wholesome versions of women. But these girls, they meet guys fall in love with them. They think she's everything, and then they find out she got this reputation, and then they like,
yeah,
I'm out. I can't do it. And she has that reputation because yes, she's been promiscuous, but she was promiscuous because that was her way of dealing with the trauma.
Yeah. Man, honestly, it'll take a strong man to
I ain't that strong.
Woo. Man.
I wouldn't have been that strong young. Somebody, I remember there was this thread. And it was horrible reading the comments. And back then I cackled a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. And they said if you're dating a woman and something happens to her and she's a victim of gang, sexual assault or one-on-one or something happens to her, what do you do with this woman that you're in a relationship with? And 9 out of 10 men said they'd be out if they weren't married to that woman. 9 out of 10. And I was just like, bro, the thread was so long with men saying they want no parts of that. Because they're thinking about, shoot, if she went through that, I got to get her through that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when do I as a man get back to having a healthy relationship with my significant other, a healthy sexual relationship and relationship with my significant other? How long does that take? Man. And a lot and the dudes were saying some cruel shit. They were like, might as well throw her away. They were saying that they were saying some cruel shit, and I was just like, yo. And I thought about it. I'm like, if that's not your wife, be real. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? In Cambodia and other parts of Southwest, Southeast Asia, wherever that is, geography is getting to me now. Gang rape is a thing. I've been working on a thing about that. I've been working on an idea for do a show about that, monologue about that. But the families there don't even want to have daughters because gang rape, and they call it bulk. The boys call it bulk. It's a word for something I can't spell it, but that's what they call it. But gang rape is like a rite of passage. And the boys participated in it because that's just what you do. And that's like how you prove you're a man. And so when a family has a girl, it's the scariest thing for that family. They don't even want her to go to school because how she got to get to school, she got to walk. And then if a girl meets a guy that she likes, the guy is pressured by his peers to bring her to a place to where all the guys can get it in. So what did they do? They end up being these vessels and just being discarded. And so how can you marry and maintain a relationship with somebody that's been through that? Can you work with them through that healing? I will be honest, bro. If we ain't already married, I'm not built for it. I'm not built for that.
I know it's possible. It's possible. I just don't know exactly what it takes because some people just don't have it in them. The same as if someone is diagnosed with a terminal illness.
Right. Girlfriend?
When I was dating Taiwan, that's when she found out she had a kidney disease. And she gave me a choice. She said, now you know what you're dealing with. And if you choose to leave, I understand. I went and bought her a ring and proposed to her. Because what we had established to that point, I felt was worth continuing to build on it. And
you were already in your mind, knowing you. I know you. I already know.
Yeah, it was already set.
You were already in your mind married. That was your wife in your mind.
Yeah, it was already set. So I guess it just depends on that guy and what they have already already built, because some stuff you feel like it's too valuable to let go, and you'll rather get into the mud and dig it back out and clean it up.
That boy said some shit right there, boy. Was that Drake talking, that boy? That boy said something is so valuable, so you'd rather get into the mud and dig it back out. I gotta be there. You might have convinced me, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I feel that. I feel that.
But still hard though, man. I mean that's a hard reality. And something that definitely need to be taken into consideration.
Absolutely. All right, man. And look, man, that's an hour and 40 minutes, man. 11 o'clock on East Coast time, whatever it is on West Coast time, wherever the rest of y'all at, with the maximum number of viewers and the minimum number of viewers. I even got some people from YouTube talking about 69XXX site, my private photos here, man.
What?
That must be, yeah, bro, man. Listen, man. You
got some bots now?
I got some bots, man. I don't know if that means something. I don't know if that means something. I don't know if that means something, but it is what it is.
I mean, you're on your way,
man. I mean, I'm on my way. Anyway, y'all, man, that's the end of it. I'll try to be back next Wednesday with another live. Try to usually do them Wednesday between 8 and 10. You know what I'm saying? And then we get it going, and we're usually gonna have a decent topic going on. But